put the tanks in reverse in the NBA. Big tickets went down last night if you were sitting on a Suns ticket, if you're sitting on a Pelicans ticket, and better yet, Teddy, if you combine the two, 41-1 in the NBA. It's all happening, Teddy.
And that's a two-teamer. That's not a 12-teamer. That's a two-teamer paying 41-1 in the NBA. Look, I've talked about it many times over the years. Moneyline parlays on underdogs is where sportsbooks have legitimate vulnerability. And last night, the Suns rallied, got a miracle win, but they got it. Pelicans rallied, got a win in the fourth quarter. They got it. That paid 41-1. All right. It wasn't the only dogs to hang around. The Knicks got to the window against Sacramento. The Hawks wire-to-wire job against the Heat. It's a very odd NBA season right now in terms of one thing and one thing only. The tankers aren't tanking, and you'll see it across the board. We'll talk about a game in just a few minutes with the tanking Chicago Bulls taking money all over the place. We saw it last night. Beware, the mainstream media doesn't have the tankers right when it comes to NBA betting right now.
No, and you saw that, salacious article there on the Suns owner, Robert Sarver, yesterday. So what did the Suns go out and do? They actually win a big game last night, Teddy. Look, we've been talking day in, day out on the Los Angeles Lakers right now. Congratulations if you stayed up on the East Coast at 10:30 to watch that game. The Lakers went down again, and we talked about, Teddy, the odds shifting is amazing. When we talked yesterday, minus 110 around the All-Star break, plus 220 after the All-Star break. Now under 1% to make the playoffs. Pretty soon, Teddy, we won't have to talk LeBron and the Lakers at all at this point.
Yeah, the Westgate pulled the prop off the board last night, or this morning after it was bet from minus 110 to plus 600 on the Lakers to make the playoffs. And obviously, with the loss to the Clippers last night, at least here in Las Vegas, I shouldn't call it the Westgate Superbook anymore. I have to call it Superbook USA. Superbook USA took it off the board. They've taken as much no money as they want.
Hey, we're in March. It's March 5th right now, March Madness. Yesterday, me and Teddy broke it open yesterday, popped the corks on the A-Sun games. Teddy, I got to hand it to you right last night. Kennesaw State getting 27.5 to open, dipping down to 24, end up covering that all together throughout the day. Throughout the game. Today, 3 more conferences kick it off. Big South, Horizon, Patriot conferences, all get it going. Interesting ones. Look, these are still lower level. If you don't know these conferences, it's nice to watch because, look, they're going to go advance, and you might get a better game heading towards the finals. But the futures are out right now. If we take a look at some of the teams in the Big South, top 3, Radford, Campbell, Winthrop, Horizon League, Northern Kentucky, Wright State, and Oakland. Patriot, top 3, Colgate, Bucknell, and Lehigh. So you're getting some decent prices in there. But keeping it up again, hey, look, if you're watching the big boys all year long, stick to what you know at this point. But just fun to talk about it, Teddy, because as we go every single day, opening up another conference, another 3 conferences today, and it continues right through to a March Madness, obviously getting going in the tournament starting up and Selection Sunday. But a lot of fun to be had, and you could pick up some money here.
Sure. Look, the next 3 weeks are as good as it gets when it comes to sports bettors. You have conference tournaments this week, big-time conference tournaments next week, March Madness the following week. And, of course, the opening weekend of March Madness is the best of the bunch for bettors because you have so much to bet on morning, noon, and night. So enjoy this time. This is awesome. And, of course, we look at the 3 leagues that go tonight, Big South, Horizon, Patriot. There's only one chalky team in the bunch. I think they deserve to be the chalky team of the bunch. That's Northern Kentucky, even though they came out with the same record as Wright State. Northern Kentucky, much better stats than the Wright State Raiders.
Yeah, these one bid conferences are fun because even if you don't participate or bet all during the season and watch, these are one and done. And it doesn't matter if you went 15-1, 14-2 in conference during the season. You have to win your tournament in order to punch the ticket. We'll keep an eye on here. Your one-stop shop, as we like to say, for all your sports betting needs on That Betting Show and also sportsbookreview.com for everything NCAA action. Big 12, big boys roll on Monday last night, Teddy, and UVA smokes the Cuse. I watched that Syracuse game, just like a lot of everybody did last night, up in the Carrier Dome. Looked there along like, oh, that sharp side Syracuse looks so good up too. And then Virginia does what they do on the road and puts that death clamp on you on defense. 17 points out of Syracuse at home in the second half. Extremely impressive, Teddy. We got to make up T-shirts now that say anybody but Duke for UVA.
Yeah, 19 points in the second half for Syracuse, but less than 20, less than a point a minute. If you can do that, obviously you're playing great defense. What did we talk about on the show yesterday? We talked about the incredible trend for Virginia in road ACC games over the last 2 years. They just covered, I think, all of them but one or two. I mean, they've been monsters, ATS on the highway. And what else did we talk about? We talked about the betting markets could care less about that trend. All they want to do is back Syracuse as a home dog. Well, wise guys got their ass handed to them again last night. UVA backers, sure, you had to sweat for a little while, but when Virginia gets on one of those rolls where the shots are falling, boy, the defense is tough. And another team that Virginia just shuts down completely in a hostile environment. This Cavaliers team is impressive. They really are.
No, they make the right passes at the right time. And again, we talked yesterday on the show, that 2-3 zone, you can shoot over it. They can do that. They make the right passes. They flash to the baseline, flash to the top of the key. It's impressive to watch, and they were awesome in the second half. Very rare that you see, Teddy, 30,000 people in the arena, and with 4.5 minutes to go at Syracuse, that place was emptied out. It was amazing to watch. Yeah. But yet, UVA is going to do that. Put that death clamp on you, and it's over. Teddy, Big 12 news last night. How about this? Kansas State goes in and knocks out TCU. Texas Tech manhandles Texas. And here we are looking with one game left to play on Kansas' schedule, sitting a game and a half back, trying to get that momentous, 15 Big 12, at least championships or co-championships in a row. Looks like it's going to come to an end unless a minor miracle is pulled off there. Kansas in play again tonight. They have to win this game, but also need both of those teams to lose with Kansas State and TCU.
Texas Tech and Kansas State both have to lose at home to an unranked opponent over the final weekend of the regular season for Kansas to have a chance at their 15th consecutive, sharing their 15th consecutive Big 12 title. But look, the bottom line for the Jayhawks is there have been better teams in the Big 12 this year. And it's finally showing. It's been a heck of a run for Kansas. But this title's not coming this year. I don't see Texas Tech and Kansas State both losing at home to unranked foes this weekend.
No, I completely agree with you there. Absolutely agree with you. Houston Astros, Teddy, Major League Baseball first look. We're getting some good baseball teams now. 103 wins last year, 59 losses in 2018. 2019 looking like another run. 6.5-1 to win the 2019 World Series. Team total, Teddy, listed at 96. A 96 out there. That is amazing. That's going to show you how talented this team is. Banged up last year without Altuve and Correa, still got to 103 wins. Leaned on that pitching staff. You know, they do lose Dallas Keuchel, but still dominant. Great bullpen out there. They add the to left field Michael Brantley, the Cleveland Indians clutch hit over the past few years, who has been banged up. We'll see if he can reemerge. But this team, Teddy, as good as you can get 1 through 9 and a solid bench as well. But boy, looking at 96 as a team total, that just tells you how impressive this squad is.
Yeah, they're impressive from a straight-up standpoint. All the fans got to love Houston's chances, and they're live to win the World Series. They're live to go deep again in October. From a betting standpoint, this team's in many ways like the Cleveland Indians. There's no possible way to make money betting the Astros day in, day out because the price is too high. They won 103 games last year, flew over their season win total. Dominant baseball team. Did they make any money for their backers? Not one penny. They were money losers. When you win 103 games and you lose money for your backers, it tells you all you need to know. You know, maybe you can make money with the Astros on the road. They were plus 25 units on the highway last year, 57 and 24, by far the best road record in baseball. Of course, they were minus 27 units at home, 15 more unders than overs. You love this lineup. I'm with you. The infield's dominant. The outfield's dominant. There's nothing not to like about Houston's ability to score runs. The bullpen, I still got my questions about Osuna and his ability to close without issues, but the bullpen looks good. The starting staff, Verlander, Cole, McHugh, Miley, James, solid. But from a price standpoint, I can't see how the Astros are going to be profitable. Not significantly profitable. They're simply priced like an elite team, and every time they lose, they're going to be losing as $1.80, $2, $2.20 chalk. That'll eat you alive if you're betting the Astros day in, day out.
Exactly, barely scratching through the surface. If you're at home and you're winning 2 out of 3 and barely getting money, it's amazing. If you go 1 and 2 at home, that's where that minus units comes into play.